I like it. I mean, I never planned to be a DJ, but then a friend of mine who's a quite well-known DJ did a party in Berlin, a guy called Regis, and he, whose real name's Carl O'Connor, and he had a label called Sandwell District, based in Berlin, and he had a big party at a club there called the Berghain, and he invited me to play, so I thought, why not, I'll try and see what it's like, and I enjoyed it so much that I decided to do it more often. Yeah, I want to try and do more this year. Next 2014, I want to do more. I thought it was fun. I mean, they seem to enjoy it, I think, and that's the most important thing for me, is to make people enjoy it. You know, I mean, it's quite simple. You know, and if I can create some kind of a mood or something like that for the people, then I've somehow done an okay job. That's really hard to say. I mean, I think what is changing. I mean, there's so many new ways of making music now that change on a daily basis. I think the things that are really important now are the speed of internet. So people can collaborate over the internet. There's something that's been talked about for years. You know, so if you're sitting in Mexico City and I'm sitting in London, we can jam together. And it's been a bit of a fantasy, because the speed of the internet, for instance, doesn't allow it. I think that as that gets faster, I think that's going to be quite an important thing, that people can collaborate in different cities in different countries around the world. I think the kind of coming together, which has been going for years now, with the coming together of DJ technology and music creation technology, that's really now coming together in a way that is very accessible and easy to use on an iPad or an iPhone or something, as well as on a computer. How to make it, how to make creation of music satisfying and creative experience in a small kind of screen, I think, is a very important way of. As that progresses, that's going to be very important too, and it's progressing. If you compare the first things that came out even like 2 or 3 years ago to what's happening now, people are understanding more about how people want to make music on smaller devices, on touchscreen devices. I mean, I don't think today's musician in that sense is any different from any musician at any time, I think it's hard. I mean, music making is accessible to millions more, hundreds of millions more people now than it was 15 years ago even, or even 10 years ago. So there are a lot more people making music. Doesn't necessarily mean they're making good music, but they're making music and they're somehow expressing themselves through music. And I think that's the important thing, is to be true to your expression in music. Don't try and think about, oh, that Lady Gaga thing sounds really good, I'm going to sound like that, or that Nick Cave thing sounds great, I'm going to sound like him, or Depeche Mode or whatever. Be yourself and work hard, and really be passionate about it and try and improve and figure out where you want to go with it. I mean, there's a lot of it's hard work, really. It's there's no instant success, or follow your heart. Not the chart. There's quite a few things, really. I mean, first of all, I have to really love something about the music. That goes without saying, and that could be anything. It could be the voice or lyrics or something. I have to kind of have some connection to the music, and then then when you meet the people that are making the music, or the person that's making the music, you have to feel that you get on with them, that you can actually, because it's like a real, when you start working with artists, it's a very kind of close relationship you have to have with them, and you're going to have ups and downs, you're going to have some great moments, some disagreements, and you have to feel that you can live through that with somebody. I mean, you never really know, but you have to. It's like a marriage. You don't. I'm not saying it's like a marriage, but when you get married, you really don't know how it's going to work in the end. So it's the same thing. So, and then you have to feel that they really have the potential to develop as artists. That it wasn't like a one-off fluke or something. That they really have the potential, and that they really want it as well. They have that passion to do it, and are prepared to work for it. All those things, But I mean, the music is first, obviously. You can have everything else, but if you're not feeling the music, and usually that means that it's original. It doesn't sound like somebody else. I don't want to start thinking, oh, that sounds a bit like him or her. It's original music, but it could be any kind of music, but it's original and something really distinctive about it. Yeah. Well, we've recently signed. We haven't signed anybody in the last 6 months, I don't think, really. The album that we're doing right now, we're finishing an album in Canada by an artist called Cold Specs. Cold Specs, yeah. She's an amazing singer and lyricist, and a very kind of interesting view of music. All the artists who are on mute fit that criteria, obviously. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and another young female artist, Beth Jeans Houghton. Very original. Again, they're all young and original and full of ideas and ambition. No, I only had 2 songs in my head, so I can't do more than that. No, I'm really happy with that people still listen to that record, and I'm very flattered about that, so it should just stay as it is. I'm never going to say it's not going to happen. Yeah. And maybe one day I'll wake up and have a song in my head and do it, but it hasn't happened yet. Not really. Maybe one day. I mean, quite a few people have approached me about it, but I don't feel ready for it yet. I can't remember most of them, but yes, no, maybe one day, yeah. We would like to do that again, yes. Probably not on that scale. That was a huge organisation, one-off kind of event, I think, really. We've done smaller events in other countries, with a few bands, but mute, around the mute thing, and we do want to do that. That it takes a lot of time and energy, and we have to find that to do that. But yeah, I would love to come back to Mexico. Yeah. I really like it here. Great to be here in Mexico, having a fantastic time, and I hope to be back again soon.